I remember getting in detention or suspended for skateboarding in the hallways. My principal saying, if you think you're gonna grow up and be able to skateboard through the halls of your office, you got another thing coming. I built a half pipe in my office a few years ago just so I could skateboard while I worked. My name's Casey Neistat, and I'm a filmmaker and a YouTuber and a business owner and a dad. I wear a lot of hats. I was born in southeastern Connecticut in a town called Gales Ferry, which is like a little kind of nothing town. I got in a lot of trouble as a kid, like a lot of trouble in grammar school just for being bad. It wasn't a lack of respect for authority. It was that I disagreed with the authority. As I was being told things that I just didn't agree with. And if I didn't agree with it, why should I subscribe to it? Like, I would describe so much of what I experienced and so much of the guidance that I was given right up until my teenage years as straight to the middle. Like, yes, you want an average job and an average life. Here's the instruction manual to do it. And if you don't follow these rules, you are wrong. And I didn't believe in that. I didn't subscribe to that. And my frustration was every time I'd push back against that, I'd be pushed down by the authority figures because I would be wrong. And I fucking hated that. Like, that frustration was huge for me. And I was running into it everywhere I went. So I left. I ran away from home when I was like 15 years old. I moved in with these two girls. It took me about 6 weeks to get one of them pregnant. And then I had a baby like 2 weeks after my 17th birthday. So that was a pivotal moment in my life. We were as poor could be. We're on welfare. We got free milk and diapers from the state. But I had a job. I was a dishwasher, and I had like a regular income. It was $320 a week. Eventually moved into a trailer park. And then my son's mother dumped me when he was about 2 years old for all the right reasons. And that's when I started to kind of panic. And it was also the same time that I was introduced to video editing via the new, at the time, 1999, the new iMac, which it had iMovie version 1.0 on it. And I remember the first time I played with that, I was like, wow, this is a way of taking these ideas and turning them into something that I could then share. And that was a profound moment for me in my life. I, for the first time, didn't have any reason to be in southeastern Connecticut. I felt sort of an impetus to do something more. And I had no idea what that more was, but I knew it couldn't be accomplished in Connecticut. I knew I had to get out. And that's when I made the decision to move to New York City. New York City has always been sort of an object of obsession for me. It's been something that I have been obsessed, I've romanticized. It's something that I've fixated on since I was a kid. It was June 4th, 2001, and I moved to New York City on a train, on an Amtrak train. So it was everything that I could take with me on a train, which is fairly limited. So it wasn't a lot. It was a duffel bag and an iMac, one in each hand. And I took it to Penn Station, and from there took a taxi, which was like a lot of my money, to a sublet that I had in the East Village. And that sublet was probably 200 or 300 square feet, and I shared it with a stranger. So I had a futon in what was my room, and the room was so small the futon wouldn't lay flat. There was no fear, there was no trepidation, it was just pure unbridled enthusiasm. It was excitement for what was to come. It was me realizing something that had once felt unattainable, and now it was in the palm of my hand. I think the channel started in 2010, and then I think Bike Lanes was 2011, and then Make It Count was like 2012 or 2013. And it was those two and a couple of other ones around there that really like took it from 0 to 100. The day-to-day now is all about my tech company, Beam. We are in the hands of thousands of users that are using our platform every single day. So the minute-to-minute is about making that product better for them. This is what sharing on Beam looks like. There's no staring at the phone. You just hold it to your chest and it records, and then it's posted. That's it. I love sharing more than anything else. And sharing in any and every way possible is how I would describe the umbrella that all of my little more specific ambitions live under. But that inflection point, that moment, leaving Connecticut, leaving what was a life that very easily could have been my entire trajectory, working in kitchens, living in a trailer park, struggling and being miserable, making the decision to leave that and embrace something that was certainly terrifying, that was unknown, that was undetermined in every capacity. That inflection point, that decision has been the most pivotal decision of my entire life.